What's up, everybody? Welcome to a very special non-episode of Oreo Oration. I'm Greg Miller, and of course, this is Oreo Oration, a show where I review every different type of Oreo here in these United States. I wanted to do a quick Monday video for you. Don't worry, you're still getting your Wednesday and Friday episode of Oreo Oration, but I just wanted to drop you a line and say thank you so much for supporting the show. Obviously, we are up into the teens now of episodes. We still have a lot of more Oreos to come. A lot more Oreos are coming. Your support has been overwhelming. I want to thank you for all the views, all the comments, all the video responses. I'm going to link to a bunch of them here at the end and show some clips from them. Thank you so much for putting those in. But I wanted to drop a line. You know, we're getting ready to film the second giant bunch. I get the same questions every time we come up on Oreo Orations, though, so I wanted to tackle some of those, tackle some of this. Thank you. Of course, though, I wanted to thank the good people over at Oreo. Back in December, they sent me a care package, including this cookie jar, cup, plate, a whole bunch of other cookies, and a bunch of goodies. I wanted to thank them so much for their support in that one instance, because question number one on the Oreo FAQ, it's submitted by Bill Nolan. Are you sponsored by Oreo? No, everybody. A lot of questions about this. I guess understandably so. I do this all in my free time. I buy the cookies and I make the video for you. Then I put it up. I'm not an Oreo hat. If they want me, real quick, Oreo's watching. You want me to sell out? Done. You want to pay me to review your Oreos? I'm hands down. But no money is exchanged hands here between me and Oreo, so don't worry about that. These are unbiased Oreo reviews. Question number two that's frequently asked. This comes from Gameplays Gus Gamer. Why cookie review? That's a good point. Why? So if I'm not sponsored by Oreo, why do I review cookies? A lot of you know me. I work at a website called IGN.com, Monday through Friday. I want to do something in my spare time to be creative. I searched for an outlet for a long time, and I went to this thing called VidCon, a YouTuber conference. And I was there to learn more about YouTube in general, but also promote Up at Noon, show over on YouTube IGN, youtube.com/IGN. Go there, watch it every Monday. Me and Brian Altano. And it was one of those things I left there so inspired I wanted to start creating my own content. And I have this idea for a show that I wasn't ready to create yet. I didn't have the skills, the edit capacity. I didn't know what I'd be doing, making the video, doing all that stuff. So I did a conversation with Colin. Then I started Oreo, try to get my chops up and do something, just for me that I can create. Try to create content, share it with people like yourself. Well, another question I get a lot there in the comments. This time it's from Breeman2. He says, reduce fat. He's referring to me reviewing the reduced fat Oreos. No, I will not do that. That is not an Oreo cookie. That is a joke someone is playing on everyone. So no, I will never review the reduced fat Oreo. Stop asking for it. Another question. Jared, he writes and he says, why does Greg always use the palm card? He's talking about these, obviously, note cards. If you look back, the first round of Oreo Oration, I have to read off them all the time. And I'm going to get serious for a second. Many of you know I was fighting cancer back in the day there when I was fighting it. They talked about this when I first got cancer. Somebody warned me about if I was going to keep working, they'd get this thing called chemo brain, right? Where you wouldn't be able to think straight sometimes. You wouldn't be able to put it all together. There's way too much information in the intro of the Oreo Oration for me at the time to be able to remember it all. And then there's so much stuff in the outro that I still use it. We just filmed a whole bunch of Oreo Orations today. You'll see the intros for the upcoming episodes. I don't need the card. And then the outro, I use the card just to make sure I'm not missing anything, because I got to remind you to like the video, share the video, do all that. Then I got to ask for your video response. Then I got to do this. There's so many steps. I want to make sure I get it all for you. Plus, I like a show that's polished, right? I want it to be similar experience with the different cookie being the star of it, right? You understand what you're going to get. There's a joke in the front about what you've been doing while Oreo's working on it. There's all this other jazz. That's it. Basically, I wanted conformity, and I was too sick to remember, so now you feel like an ass, Jared He. Another question I got a lot, what happens to the leftovers? Only Child 86. Well, that's a two-part question there, Oreo, Only Child 86. The leftover cookies that, like, when you see them on the plate there at the end of the episode, they get piled up. I think I have a B-roll of it right now. Yes, I do. You see, they just get piled up and left there to die. They just sit there and then they get thrown away like that. The leftover Oreos that I have in the box, they get picked through. My crew goes through and makes goodie bags for themselves and their loved ones where they just find the Oreos they want to use the most. They take them then, put them into their little goodie bag, take them home. And then from there, I keep the ones I liked the most. And then from there, I take the Oreos to work and I toss them on the floor and tell no one to tweet about what flavors they're eating so as not to ruin the shows that are coming up and people steal them right there. So that's good stuff. Greg, you never tell us what kind of milk you use. I cannot pronounce your username, but it's on the screen, so whatever. 2% milk, regular old fat milk, I don't care. I got nothing to lose, right? I mean, I'm eating Oreos. I think the least of my concerns is what I'm dunking them in. Some have said that the milks would make them taste different, in the patented milk test there, the milk pairing part of the show. I don't think we have to worry about that, and I don't think you should worry about it either. And then, the most asked question at Oreo Oration: who writes the sidebar? I give it to Bazooka here. As I said, everyone asks this question though. The answer is I will never tell you who writes the sidebar. You all like to guess a lot. It's one of those things when I made Oreo Oration, when I started this show, I didn't think that would be the running question that everyone would want to know, is who is making the sidebar, and it's mocking me all the time. Who is writing those comments? I didn't think that would come up, and so it's interesting now that it's become such a hot debate. Maybe on the final Oration, maybe when that's the thing, you never know when the final Oreo Oration is going to come around, right? Oreo is always going to put out some crazy Oreo eventually, so I never want to just say this is the end of it. But when we get to a point where I feel like we've done God's work and we're done, maybe I will tell you. But until then, I'd like you to just keep guessing. And I mean, a lot of people have guessed the right one, so I don't think there's much controversy. If you're smart, you can usually figure it out. Those are the questions I get a lot about Oreo Oration. Again, thank you so much for watching. It means the world to me. But mainly, to a lot of you, thank you so much for being part of the conversation, if that makes sense. I know I'm dipping into conversation with Colin Rhetoric. But, in the comments, I don't get a chance to talk to you as much in the comments because obviously I have a day job. Keeps me from being in the comments as much as I want to be. But then, at the end of the day, I get to talk to you there. I talk to you on Twitter, Game Over Greggy. And then, of course, video responses. These are video reviews you can do. Like, this isn't hard, obviously, right? I have fancy cameras. You can just use an iPhone. You can just use whatever you can get your hands on, your webcam. Make a little video response. You put it there, you send it to me, I approve it, it goes right up on the thing. You're a YouTube star along with me. We're having a conversation about cookies, which is fantastic. We've had a bunch of good ones so far. I thought I'd leave you with some of my favorite moments from them. I'll put a giant box around it, so feel free to click on them to go see the entire video at that time. Until then, keep on dunking.
Okay, Maxine, you've tried the Berry Blast Oreos. Can you give a review on them?
Whoa, that's so sweet.
I'm gonna be honest, I've never had a dessert as good as this. Fucking delicious. Delicious.
And that's berry. And that is a berry blast of some.
Woo! Woohoo! It's just this weird. They've tried to incorporate this weird frosting with these. They're not even good tasting sprinkles, to be honest.
No,
I don't know.
yes.
They don't seem to be hundreds and thousands.
Crisp.
The milk pairing?
Now you gotta make sure you gotta get it saturated. 3 dunks.
Do it. It's all about the
Ew,
saturation.
I'm so
folks.
gross.
Saturation is key. You're so ew. It's your hand. Elise, you got serious problems.
I'm gonna edit that out
Look
later.
at my pinky. Oh my god. Look how weird my pinky is when it goes out. Oh my god.
so fancy.
If only I knew how to feel about this.
Greg reviews Oreos and he's really intense about it. And I thought, wow, I can do that.
Welcome to Oreo Oration. On this show, I review the Oreos that Greg Miller fails to review.
Also, Greg, I'd like to raise you a Nabisco can. Y'all like my nails? I feel like they're really festive, like this Oreo, but then we have the accent nail, which says, I'm here to party.
Next, the bouquet. Yep.
Greg, if you happen to be watching this video, I would like you to review Oreo Blizzard Cream Cookies.
In his review, Greg awarded these distinguished cookies a 4.5 out of a possible 10. I consider this to be his most egregiously low score since Uncharted 3.
Seriously? A 4.5? For these?
Now I don't have any milk. I don't know why. My parents apparently don't really like milk.
I feel like this packaging is quite phallic. This looks like a candy cane penis with Oreo balls.
Greg was right. This is a fantastic cookie. It explodes in your mouth.
This is a lot of flavor. This is like,
Too much.
if it was flavor country, this is like the Soviet Union.
Final review of original Oreos. 10 out of 10.
Can you give a review? Can you rate it on the IGN scale?
Teeth all right? Teeth look good? Nothing in the teeth? Ate a piece of pizza to cleanse the palate.
Scooch over. Actually, scooch over a little bit to your right. That's good.
Right, okay. We're ready?
And we are ready. Go for it.
What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? Welcome to an